Potentially this is going to be quite a short video. I can't guarantee that because I might get carried away and it could end up being longer than I intended. But what I really wanted to do in quite a succinct fashion is show you how to use inter-app audio to record other apps straight into Koala. Any synth or other noise making device that you've got within your iPad, you should be able to get straight into Koala. So the way that we're going to do this is using Ohm. So I'm loading up Ohm. I want to hit a channel. I'm going to make an audio channel. I'm going to bring in the inter-app audio, I'm going to click on this and bring in Animoog, because Animoog is incredible. Now this is going to be launched sideways because obviously I've got this video in portrait. The Animoog loads in landscape. Koala doesn't. I'm only going to be in Animoog for like a few seconds, so I'm not going to bother flipping the iPad around. Now I've got that as my main sound source. Now in the effects slot I need to hit this plus here, and then I'm going to go into inter-app audio and select KOALA Sampler. Now before we start I need to double check that KOALA Sampler is set up the way that I need it to be. So I'm going to hit Koala. Now it's down as tap a pad to start recording. If yours isn't, you need to go into settings and you see this bit here where it says hold to record. Make sure that that's off, because obviously you're going to be triggering it from outside Koala, so you need to hit it so that it's ready to record, so it's primed and armed, and then you don't have to hold it down, because you can't be holding down the pad on this and then go into Animoog and have that work. So that I can hear what it's doing, I also need to hit this headphone monitoring. Now when we come back into Koala, it's important to turn that off or it's going to feedback and make a nasty noise. We don't want any of that. So I'm ready to go for this. I'm going to tap a pad to start recording. So it's going into that. Now I need to go back into Ohm and launch Animoog. I'm going to make 3 finger chords, just simple one here, just to give you an example. Just let it fade away nicely. Let's go back into Koala, and there it is, beautiful. Now I've finished with that, so I can turn off the headphone monitoring. But also, because I now want to mess with this sample, I need to close Ohm so that it's not controlling. Now you'll see that that changed from IAA to mic. That means I'm no longer being controlled by Ohm. So it's not dictating the tempo, which is still at a nosebleed 120. Let's take that down to, let's go 85. So now I've got this sound. That's the Animoog pad that we just got. Happy with that. So I'm going to load that across the keys. It's obviously going to sound a bit weird because I'm playing chords as if they're just a single note. I like that. That's one of the things that I enjoy doing. Okay, that'll do. Okay, so I'm going to play a little something in here, something really simple. Just a 2-note progression will do, so I'll do it over 2 bars. So I've got my 2 bars here. Okay, I'm happy with that, that's fine. What I want to do though is I want to send that back out to affect that outside of Koala to use some of the fantastic effects that I've got already on my iPad. How am I going to do that? Okay, so first of all I might want to affect it within here. Loads of options to do that, but today I want to use the external sounds. So I'm going to go to export. I want to export the current loop. So I'm just calling it Animoog loop 2 bars, so I remember what it is, and I'm going to send that as always to AudioShare. Got it. Okay, so I can close AudioShare now. Now let's see, that's 85 beats per minute. So I'm going to save that so we can close it. So that's Animoog loop done. The reason I've done that is because we want to be using KOALA again as the recording source. So now I've rendered that as a sound. I can bring the audio in. This time I want to bring it in the file player. So I want to make it a loop. I'm going to load the file. Let's come down. Perfect. Let's load that in. So that's great, happy with that. Now the tempo is 85. Don't want to get daft with the tempo, so let's keep it at that. Set that tempo now. Okay, I'm happy with that. But what else do I want to run it through? So let's have a look at my audio unit extensions. What might be fun to play with? So for today, how about we run it through FlyTape? It's quite a nice performance effect, so that'll work nicely. So I'm running that through FlyTape. Okay, that's fine. How am I going to get it into KOALA though? Same as before. So I'm going to use that in my inter-app audio. I'm going to load up KOALA. Again, need to go into KOALA, make sure that we're ready. Don't need that anymore. So I've got this ready to start a new recording. I'm going to hit to record. And back into on. Why is there no sound? Because I didn't press the headphone. See, that's how important that is. It did record. Did you notice there was a sound on the wave there? So there was a waveform, but we couldn't hear it, which is quite important when we're trying to get the sound that we're looking for. So I'm going to bring up a FlyTape. That's beautiful and dirty. So I'm going to take a full 2-bar loop of that. Okay, that's fine, I'm happy with that. We can close that. Then we'll go back into KOALA. Stop it. We got loads of recording there. Obviously going to turn my headphones off again. I'm going to close down Ohm because we want this to be back in control. So let's have a look what we've got. So the bit that I really liked was towards the end. That's gorgeous. I could just take one of those and then I can slightly clipped at the beginning, so I'll give it a bit more space. Lovely, I can make it even slower. All kinds of artifacts in there. And then I can play that back across the keys. Okay, that's quite nice. Let's make that 1 bar. We got something quite nice happening there, something a bit strange. I actually really like what happened there. So I'm going to record some of the song here so that I've got a sample of the actual performance of that. So it's going to start when I press play. So pretty much destroyed that Animoog loop, so I may as well call it that. So I'm going to name that song that, and then I'm going to copy it into AudioShare. So here we go. So it's that second section there that I like. So I'm going to go into trim and fade. And whereabouts does it begin? And it stops just there. We can zoom in if we hold it, don't forget. So get it really accurate with your fades. Same with this end. Gonna get really quite accurate with it. Let's see how that sounds. Another nice thing we can do is if we put on snap, so we know what the tempo is, we know that the tempo is 85, and we snap to the beat, makes it even easier to clip it. 4 beats is going to be 1 bar. That's 2 bars if it's 8 beats, obviously. Okay, I like that. So now let's save that one. Clear those hold effects, go back to sample, and let's bring that back in. So I'm going to import the audio. We called it Animoog destroyed, and now that's trimmed. Happy with that? So let's double up the original bar. Now we could probably check some drums on that, but you appreciate this is the start of another track. I could spend hours on this, and I might well do that, but I'm getting sidetracked from the original intention of the video, so I'm going to wrap it up there for today. Going to get this up online so that hopefully it helps a few people understand how they can use inter-app audio to send things into KOALA and then bounce things out of KOALA to put them back in again, if that makes sense. The whole idea of cutting things up and then affecting them and bringing them back in and doing it all over again is pretty much the essence of how I make music. So there's a lot of that goes into how I do it, which is why hopefully you'll start to understand the ways that you can do that with this incredibly powerful little app. If you like KOALA with and a nice collection of soft synths and effects, there's very little that you can't do, and hopefully I'm demonstrating that quite effectively. If you've got any questions, if there's anything else that you want to know, if there's something that you wanted to do but you've not found a workaround for yet, if you've found a workaround, I've not covered it, and you think other people could benefit from it, or you want me to make a video out of something, just drop me a line, give me a shout. Links to all my social media things like that is all there, or you could drop me a message through YouTube, leave a comment on the videos. There's loads of ways to do it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to join up to the beat cult. Tell a friend, anybody who's making beats, who has an iOS device, get involved with Koala, get involved with the beat cult.